Last days at FORCADOS, Chapter 7. About 5 weeks into the term, the vice principal introduced a young woman to the science class. This is Mrs. Agbeneovi. She is one of the new batches of youth corpers serving in Lagos State this year. She will occasionally fill in for Mr. Salami to teach English. The class stared at her in surprise. She was slim, very young looking, not much older than some of the students. Her hair was cut very short and she wore the NYSC uniform over a white shirt, a pair of khaki trousers and sand-colored boots. Nice to meet you all. You can call me Miss Novi to make things easier, she said. The class had to gather in the assembly hall for an impromptu talking about the midterm dinner. As students trooped out, someone bumped into Effa, making her drop the books she was holding. It was Carol. "Oh, excuse me," said Effa. "Excuse me," Carol sadly, coldly, and walked off with a group of girls who giggled as they went. "Don't mind her," a girl beside Effa and said, helping her to pick up the books. "She is a horrible person. It's because of you know who. Jimmy Sholade heard is sweet on you and she can't stand it." So she leaned forward in eager conspiracy. "Is it true?" "Of course not," Effa said with disgust. It was hard enough trying to gain the acceptance of the teachers and pupils here, and having the most popular girls in the school dislike her because of the unwanted attention of someone called Jimmy Sholade would not help matters. "Juvenile clumps," she said out loud. "What? Never mind. Thanks for helping me with my books. I'm Effa." "I'm Joke. Pleased to meet you." They went to the hall together. It was already decorated in preparation for midterm dinner, with banners hanging on the walls and a glass of candeliers suspended from the ceilings. A big painting by Hansa was the central focus of the decoration. The school choral group was going to be singing lead in their cultural dance drama called Olurombi, based on a folk tale. Her thrilling voice could be heard above all of them. "Baba Lawo Mowa Bebe Alugbingbin." Jimmy seemed to be everywhere. He suddenly made Effa, which she were doing something as well. "Nice painting," she said when she saw Hansa. Hansa stiffened because she had never spoken to him before. He thought he would reply, but he couldn't think of anything to say. Jimmy came over and said, "Hello, she said acidly. "Have I ever done anything to offend you? I barely know you. Are you going to be at the dinner? What's your business?" It's a question. This was going badly for Jimmy. "Look, why are you so prickly towards me? I'm a nice person. Try me." "Good for you," she snapped and walked off. Jimmy made a shooting motion after her and Nancy giggled. "Jimmy, she's not human." "Of course," Jimmy said, staring at her. "Don't worry, I will get her." Suddenly they heard a loud thump and people were shouting. It was a junior student who had fainted. A group of students gathered around the boy and some pupils were already panicking. "Carry him, pull him," someone cried. "Stop, move aside and give room for her." It was the new copper. She pushed forward and knelt beside the boy. She felt his neck and watched her tilt his head upward a little. Then she opened his mouth wide. "Hey, I need assistance," she told the nearest boy. "Put your hands straight like this and press his chest there. Press 15 times and then I will breathe into his mouth." They repeated the motion a few times until suddenly the boy spluttered. It was a beautiful moment. "Turn him over. Let's carry him quickly to the health center. I think he has a heart condition. Be very careful and hurry up." The teacher looked gloriously triumphant. Effa stared at her. That Friday was the midterm dinner, which the students always look forward. Effa hadn't wanted to come all, and Nene didn't enjoy dancing. She felt dancing to worldly music was not Christ-like. However, Effa's aunt wouldn't hear of them staying home. "School dinners are lovely and you have an opportunity to blend," she said. She had even supervised their dressing up. "Cheer up," Nene said to Effa. "You are looking beautiful." Effa was wearing a cream dress and she had dressed her hair so it fell on in ringlets in a very attractive fashion. She grimaced and said, "It's a waste of time." Jimmy was part of the organizing committee, but his luck wasn't with the ladies recently. The girl left him alone. He was known to belong to Carol, whom no one wanted to cross. He caught sight of Effa when they came in. someone so lovely could have such malignant spirits and was beyond imagination. All the same, thought of Carol vanished from his mind. She is a witch, he thought. But what witch? Hey, the D.I.'s voice boomed through the microphone. The party isn't rocking. Grab your partner and feel the beat. The boys stopped slacking and the girls stopped front. Efra and Nene sat down at the table. The first victim came forward. It was Jide, the smallest boy in the class. He wore suspenders with trousers. Efra's woo. You like to dance? He stammered. No, she said without looking up. He quickly slipped away, embarrassed. Evra, that wasn't very nice, said Nene. Too bad. Dancing soon began in earnest for the impatient student. The teacher stood outside monitoring the event discreetly. If they saw anything to fall, they would come forward towards the pair and say, we wouldn't allow such things. Efra kept hoping the time would go quickly, but the party seemed interminable. She turned down everybody who asked to dance. Finally, she decided to go to the toilet, but getting there, she found a group of students gathered in front of the closed door giggling and whispering. They straightened up when they saw her. No space in there for now, one called out. She turned back and caught sight of Jolly. He made a rude sign at her, as if to say, you, I will get you. She felt her blood beginning to boil. Boy, she hated the whole lot of them. When she returned to the party, she saw Jide sitting grumbling in a corner, looking small and harmless. On an impulse, she turned on him. Sorry, Jide, I was rather rude earlier. I wasn't in a very good mood, but I would like to dance with you if you still want to. He looked up uncertainly. She gave him a dazzling smile and held out her hand, leading him to the dance floor. He was shorter than her and he kept stepping on her feet, but he didn't mind. Jimmy glared at them both. He couldn't believe it, ever dancing with Jide of all people. The more he thought about it, the angrier he became. Why was she with that pipsqueak? He strolled over to them. He said, tapping Jide's shoulder. Can you excuse me, please? Come on. Jide was unwilling to move. Jimmy, what are you doing? Efra asked. Stop, Jimmy, growled at the smaller boy under his breath. Jimmy scurried away. What do you mean by that? Efra said angrily. You needed rescuing, he said. You are a disgusting bully. How dare you? You are a conceited nasty. He stopped. Look, let's just dance. No, I'm leaving. You can dance with yourself. At that moment, the waiter passed by with a tray of drink. Jimmy accidentally bumped into him, and the contents of the glasses poured all over Efra. You idiot, she shrieked. Her dress was stained with orange, black, and red liquids and froth dripped from her right ear. Jimmy wanted the ground to swallow him up, yet terribly he wanted to laugh. Efra shrieked again and made for the door in a half run. He moved towards her, but she snapped, don't come near me. She passed Carol, who giggled and said, you look a mess. That was very unkind of Jimmy, and people laughed. Not too many people felt sorry for her. Sort of serves her right, acting like she is better than everybody. Outside, a full moon was shining brightly, and everyone was wondering how she was going to get home. When a voice spoke, what is the matter? It was the new teacher, Miss Novi. So I got drink spilled on me. As they walked, Effa felt suddenly shy. I want to tell you, Miss Novi, that what you did with that boy who fainted was absolutely brilliant. She laughed. It is called cardiopulmonary resuscitation. I was a volunteer with an NGO for 3 months in Sierra Leone. Efra's eyes opened very wide. Really? Can you tell me all about it? Let's get you cleaned up first. It wasn't until much later, after the dance was over and the students were leaving the hall laughing and shouting, that Efra stood up. She felt reluctant to end the interesting conversation she was having with Miss Novi. Oh, that was one of the most touching things I ever had. The things you did. There's so much even in this, whatever I said. You see, I'm interested in such things. Efra continued, encouraging by Miss Novi's smile. At my last school, I was editor of the magazine, and we did some charity work. We called ourselves Angels of Mercy, but it's nothing like what you've done. Ah, said Miss Novi, Angels of Mercy. You do have the face of an angel. Efra ducked her head shyly. Listen, I belong to a group for the support of women's and children's rights. Would you like to come along? Would I like it? I would love it. Well then,
We will see you around. I would better been going. You missed your party, Miss Novi went off. Just then, Nene ran to meet Efwa. I was looking for you. I'm sorry about what happened. Jimmy is very, very sorry too. What were you doing here? Talking to the new teacher, Efwa said. She sounded far away. It was nothing really.